Welcome back, watch fans. Wait, we got to do the special intro. But today, we're talking about Patek, all things Calatrava, the ultimate Patek Calatrava buyer's guide. The review, we're talking, is this the greatest watch? Could this be the greatest Patek Philippe of all time? Or is it a basic bitch? Is it a dog with fleas? This is going to be the topic of today's discussion. Let me pull this up over here. That's right. We got real aristocrats on this channel. We got Baron Pavel. That's right. From what I understand, that's right. The El Trump, El Emperor has deported. Actually, no. Listen, we know that Patek Philippe, he's a dual citizen of Bukakistan and Canada. I mean, two shithole countries. I mean, two of the worst shithole countries. I don't know if there's anything worse than, there's Bukakistan. Well, okay, there's Chomostan, and then there's Canada. I don't know which one is worse, but yeah, it's pretty bad. Anyway, I think Patel is working at the Bear Clooney's motel with the bed bugs. They got the bed bugs and they got the dead hookers. Bear Clooney's motel in Toronto. If you ever go there, they got dead hookers in all the bathtubs. And they got bed bugs infested with bed bugs. Unbelievable, but true. But today we're talking Patek Philippe, and that's right, unbelievable, but true. Patel, when are you going to donate some money? When are you going to donate some money? This listen, it costs millions of dollars to, run this channel every week. It costs us millions of dollars. Look, this is a philanthropy that we're doing here for for the aristocrats. That's right. Unbelievable, true. All right, so let's look at Patek Philippe. Really interesting, the Calatrava. I actually, this is my first Patek Philippe I ever owned. That's right. It's actually the same exact model as Jack Welch. Nobody remembers Jack Welch, but this was the man, as pictured right here. He was the CEO of General Electric in the 90s. In the 90s. You didn't get the newsletter? Oh shit. We haven't put it out in a little while. We gotta get it going. We gotta get it going. But it'll be out there. That's right. We got the link coming up, but yeah, it's coming up. It's interesting. I gotta tell you something. Yeah, Jack Welch. He's kind of a cool guy. He really, he was a pretty cool guy. So he was the CEO of General Electric. What made him famous, what made him a legend, was basically he made the stock go up. The stock went to the moon. He was a nasty, vicious guy who was firing people every year. They would fire like the lowest, the lowest 10% of. He had a whole system. He ran it like a machine, and everybody copied him. Everybody wanted to be Jack Welch. And he was the guy, right? After Jack Welch left GE, the stock fell apart. It went down like 90%. So it goes to show you the CEO is very, very important for these companies. You got to bet on the jockey and not the horse. I always say this on one of my other channels, not to be disclosed here, but anyway, I remember seeing pictures of Jack Welch like this with a Calatrava. And, I was a wee lad, young, impressionable wee lad. And, I said, shit, I didn't know anything about Patek. This is the 90s. This is the mid-90s, late 97, 98, 1998, excuse me. 1998. And, there's no internet, really. There's no watch content on the internet. You don't have all this stuff today. Like, you hear Patek Philippe. You don't see pictures, a million pictures. You don't get all this information that we have today. So, when I bought my first watch, actually it was a two-part deal. It was my first Rolex. It was a package deal. I've said the story before, but basically it was a package deal, a Rolex Datejust. It was, it was basically a gray market watch, a Rolex Datejust, and the Patek Calatrava, just as you see on Jack Welch, which is a manual wind. And I remember I paid $6,000. That's right, $6,000 for both pieces. A couple of years later, I sold the Rolex for like, I I think, I don't know, 2,800 or whatever. And then I sold the Calatrava for like 6 grand. So I made money. That was like, wow, you can make money selling watches. You can wear the watch for like 5 years, sell it. And the reason I sold them is because I was stupid. I was stupid like that, because this is like the year 2000. The year 2002 rolls around. Yeah, right around 2002. And I realized, wow, everybody's using a cell phone, telling their time using a phone. What happens when people figure out that Rolex is making millions of watches? The market's going to collapse. And you know what happened? I was dead wrong, actually. Yes. When I make a mistake, I'm usually dead wrong. And yeah, and what happened was, after Jack Welch left, the whole thing fell apart. But what do you call it? Yes, that's right. It was kind of an innocent age. I mean, when you think about it, it was actually, they call it the age of the 90s was it was an era that forgot history or something. What was it called? The history, there were no real wars. The 90s had no wars. It was, the Soviet Union fell apart, the Iron Curtain fell apart, America was the only superpower for 10 years, which, makes a big deal, right? China was, nobody. It was basically just America, and you had peace. You could get on a plane without going through TSA, people sticking their thumb up your ass, taking your shoes off. It was great, right? And by the way, Jack Welch would have donated to this channel. By coincidence, I almost met Jack Welch. I was there was a great restaurant I used to go to, which was Le Cirque, which was on like 59th Street or something in the Bloomberg building. And I would only one thing there. I would go there, I would sit at the bar, and I would order their burgers. The burger was the best thing. It was actually, there was like a bar special at the bar. And everything else was, I don't know, I don't really care for their food, but the burgers were really good. And you could sit at the bar and you met like some cool people. And by the way, great girls. The girls who went to Le Cirque were like really top quality girls. I guess these girls are looking for like, rich guys. I think they were looking for rich guys basically. But anyway, I met some very cool people there. And I'm sitting there one day having the burger, and who's sitting across from me? It's Jack Welch. Jack Welch ordering the same burger. That's right. The burgers, if I remember, was like $18 for the burger, for the 2 mini burgers or 2 little burgers with fries. And of course, you order a glass of wine. The wine was more than the burgers. The wine was like $15 or something. Anyway, but that's what it was. Yeah. So anyway, so Jack Welch, we'll get into this in just a second. The ecstasy age. By the way, there's a great movie called 24-Hour Party People. 24-Hour Party People. It's about the bands that came out of Manchester, and very cool movie. And they talk about ecstasy. I've never done any drugs ever in my life, but I actually met the guy. I met the guy that the movie was about. So, somehow or other, I was invited to the British Embassy for some party. The apartment of I don't know where they got my name from. I think they got the wrong guy. But I get this invite to go to the British ambassador's apartment for a party. And of course I'm going to go. I go there. They just had drinks. It wasn't anything. But I meet the guy. I meet the guy that the movie was all about. And very cool guy. I actually invited him out to lunch. The thing was true. He was married to Miss UK. This guy was like a regular dude, like a regular guy. He was married to Miss UK. I mean, like the movie, she was like incredible. Because when we went to lunch, she came along with us, right? She was gorgeous. His wife was a top, like a 10, basically like an Elizabeth Hurley type. And I remember she was wearing a white coat. This is in New York. I mean, nobody wears a white coat in the winter in New York because it's going to get dirty. But yeah, she wore a white coat. And I think it was a Gucci coat, if I remember, because when we went to the restaurant, she was telling, yeah, please hang this up. Like, I mean, white is, you got to be very careful because it would get like wrecked. But yes, that's right. You all need to donate to the Happy Mondays. That's right. So that guy, the movie 24-Hour Party People, amazing. But this is the guy. It was all about him, and it's an amazing movie. And the guy sadly died. A couple of years later. I don't know what happened, but yeah. Anyway, back to the story. So let's get into the Patek Calatrava. I gave you a little background. You know, I got the watch. It was great. I should never have sold it. This is the same exact watch. Now let's talk about the Calatrava. Why are we doing this live stream? So, you know, I did a live stream yesterday. We did the collection review of Baron Omar, one of our newest aristocrats. And by the way, you too can become an aristocrat. You too can become an aristocrat, a baron. What do? Well, you click the join button at the bottom of the video. You click the join button, okay? You click that button, and for $4.95 a month, it's going to change your life. That's right. Your life is going to be totally transformed. I'm going to give you the 3 benefits. Number 1 is you're going to be an aristocrat. You're going to be a baron. You'll have your family, your friends, everybody will have to call you baron. For example, Patek Philippe, he calls himself duke, but he's not. He's a peasant. He's not a baron right now. He was at one point, but he didn't pay his dues and he got demoted. He got kicked out of the aristocracy. But if he was a baron, then he would basically, he would be referred to as Baron Philippe. So if your name is Joe Schmo, your friends and family, everybody will have to refer to you as Baron Schmo. Benefit number 2, this is the valuable one. We're going to give you a free watch collection review video. That's right. You're going to get a custom video, watch collection review video, which is like a $500 value. Look, Archie Luxury, that bogan of Brisbane, that low-life degenerate. He's got horns growing out of his head. He doesn't know anything about watches. The guy's a low-life peasant, and he's got shitter watches that drop in value. Archie, the bogan of Brisbane, charges $100, $50, whatever it is, and he gives you the watch review, 5 months later, and he complains that you didn't pay him enough, whatever, all these complaints, right? On this channel, no, $4.95 for a limited time only. We're going to give you a free watch collection review for every aristocrat. We're going to give you a watch collection review. What you got to do is you join the channel, and then you send an email to brutalwatchreviews@gmail.com, brutalwatchreviews@gmail.com, and with your pictures of your watches, and we'll give you the what do you call it? We're gonna give you the we're gonna give you a watch collection review video. Baron Pavel. No, all the paintings we have are the provenance are all legit. The provenance is all legit. Everything is as described. Again, terms of sale in the auction catalog, okay? You got to read the terms of sale. There is provenance, there's, by the artist, attributed to the artist, school of, signed, there's multiple nuances. You got to understand the nuances. Just like Sotheby's, Christie's, you got to read the catalog, terms of sale to understand. But all our stuff is fully transparent. $39.19. What is, okay, so what's interesting is this, right? So we're doing this watch review, and I noticed we had two of our aristocrats having the same watch, which is this watch, which is the Calatrava, which is a modern Calatrava. Now, look, I hate modern Patek. I mean, there's really nothing modern Patek that I like. I mean, because again, Thierry Stern, I think at some point he's gonna change his ways, but right now he's driving the company into the ground. But this watch, I think it's the best modern watch, and I'll explain to you what I like about it, and then we'll talk about Patek. But okay, this is the modern Patek Calatrava, and I call it the best of breed because we've talked about this watch a couple of times. 3 things I like about it. Number 1 is for all you lowlife, you tomato cans, you crayon eaters, the window lickers, the Archie luxuries out there, the Patek Philippes, these mooch bums who all want to show off with a big watch, right? This watch is actually a big watch. It's really, I call it, it's almost like a fuck off watch. By the way, I have to give credit to Archie, the Bogan of Brisbane. I think he's the one that coined the term fuck off watch, which means basically like, hey, look at my watch. Now get out of my way. I think this is vintage Archie. I think this is like vintage Archie circa 2017 or so. After that, Archie, look, that was peak Archie basically. After that, after he got hooked on the super chats, it's like getting hooked on crack. He kind of went downhill. He got hooked on Patek Philippe. He was just like the crack pipe. He got hooked on the Patek Philippe donations, and it all went downhill. But peak Archie was the fuck off watch. And so here's the thing. So this watch is 38 millimeters, right? And it wears big. 39. It's 39 millimeters. It wears like a 40 millimeter watch. It's a huge watch. Okay, it's a huge watch. I actually can't wear it. But what's good about the watch is it's got all the great things about Patek. You got the dolphin hands. The dolphin hands are beautiful on the watch. You got these beautiful hands, right? You got the markers. The markers are, I don't know what you call this. I'm not the Tommaso, but these gold markers are stunning. And then you got the Clou de Paris, or hobnail, as the peasants would call it, the hobnail bezel, and which is a classic look, just like Jack Welch had it, and just like my model had it. And those elements all refract the light. So when this watch is on the wrist, it's gonna play with the light. So it's gonna be real. I don't want to say dazzling. It's not gonna be like a Royal Oak. It's not gonna be like a peasant watch, but it's gonna be. Yes, exactly. But it's going to be people are going to notice the watch. But here's the thing: the average peasant, the average like degenerate, they're not going to know what the watch is. They're going to think it's a Timex or whatever. Only the cognoscenti are going to know it's a Patek Philippe. Only the cognoscenti. And that's the way it should be. You don't want the wrong people to know what you're wearing on your wrist, right? You don't want lowlives like Patek Philippe saying, "Hey, is that a Rolex Submariner? Is that a real Rolex on your wrist?" Hey, no, this watch is beautiful. Now you got the second thing over here, which I'm not a big fan of, to be honest, but because it's so like minimalist, I think it's a good contrast to the classical elements. You got kind of these classical elements, and then you got this minimalist thing. So again, they're not paying me. I'm not on commission for Patek. Like, I don't give a shit if you buy this. I don't give a shit what you do with the watch. It's a manual wine, which I love manual wine because, you get to, I don't know, it's a nice feeling to like participate with your watch. I don't know how to explain it. I don't want to sound like I'm too sentimental or whatever, but I like manual wine, and also makes the watch thin. And you got this beautiful display back, okay? Now, the only problem with the watch, what's the problem with the watch? I'll tell you what the problem with the watch is, the price. The problem with the watch is the price. I think it's too damn expensive. I think it's a great watch. For the modern, look, if you're going to be like that Keslowitz, that Keslowitz, who's kind of like, I don't know, these LA people. These LA people, they're all kind of like sexually ambiguous. You don't know which way they're going, I don't know. It's, but yeah, those Keslowitz type guys, they want the modern big watch. It's got to be modern because they think, oh, it's, it's an LA thing. They all have to have something new and shiny. This watch checks off the box. It checks off the new and shiny box, right? But you got the classical stuff. The only problem is, again, 26 grand is a lot of money, 26 G's. And that's for the rose gold, right? 26 grand. So I don't know. I'm not, I don't know if this is going to hold up. I don't think it's going to it's not going to go to zero, right? It's not going to zero, but could it go to 20 grand? Yeah, it can go to 20 grand. Is it going to go lower? I don't think it's going to go lower. I think basically I would say it's probably dead money, right? And by the way, speaking of lowlives and the degenerates in LA, this is what happens. This watch is what happens when you watch the Archie Luxury channel, you end up with what Kesslowitz got, which is the worst type of watch, a Patek peasant watch. This is the ultimate. This is the peasant. I think the real name for this watch is the Ultra Peasant. And I'll tell you two things that make this a peasant watch, and two things you got to avoid at all costs when it comes to buying a Calatrava. Look, if you walk away with anything from this video, anything at all, it's these two things. Number one, a true aristocrat does not have a second hand on the watch. Okay, you don't need to have a giant second hand moving around, distracting you in the middle of the dial, like a peasant. Okay, a second hand is only really to, so that the watch is running. That's really what it's for. Now, in theory, when you're in a Patek, the watch should function, right? But again, it is a manual wind watch. So, if you have a discrete thing at the bottom, I think it's a cool touch. If you're going to have a second hand, it should be a sub dial at the bottom. So, that's good. Now, this is totally unforgivable. The one thing you absolutely cannot have. Okay, this tells me you're a low-life scumbag. You're a peasant. You're pure trash. You're a bogan of Brisbane. And that is a date. A date. To have a date window on a Calatrava is, the only type of person who would have that is basically Archie Luxury or Kesslowitz. Again, you're talking about the same thing, right? Archie, Kesslowitz, Kukistan, Chomostan, Bukyakistan, same shit, right? Why should you not have a date window? Well, two things. Number one is it totally ruins the clean look of the watch. Okay, it's kind of like, do you notice that most women's dresses do not have pockets? I don't know. Why do you think that, you see the Grammys, Kanye West and his girlfriend and his wife, why does she not have pockets in her dress? Why do any of these women who you see on the red carpet, the dresses that they have, why don't they have pockets in their dress, right? Where do they put their keys? Where do they put their wallet, right? I don't know where, whatever, right? Because if they had pockets, it would ruin the line, right? The pockets would like bulge out. It would ruin the line, right? That's why, you don't carry a wallet in your back pocket or your front pocket, okay? You put it in your jacket pocket in the front because it fucks up the whole look, right? It makes you look sloppy. Same thing with a date. The date makes the watch look sloppy. And look, if you're a real aristocrat, you don't need to know the date on your watch, okay? Because you're gonna have servants who are gonna tell you what date it is, okay? You're gonna have servants, assistants, or whatever they call themselves these days, who are gonna tell you what your schedule is, who your calls are with, all those things, right? That's what's going on. So yeah, now, yeah, so this is what happened. So this guy Kesslowitz, he got groomed. He got groomed by Archie, and he got groomed by the O'Cuck. So he got spit roasted. Basically, he got spit roasted. You got a second hand. You got a date window. Then here's the worst part. You got this messy thing with the dial. You got the you got the day in the middle with the month on the outer track with two other hand. You got 1, 2. Wait, how many hands do you have? You have 1, 2, 5 hands. You got 5 hands, 4 hands. I don't know. You got too many hands on this watch. It's like a hot mess. It's a hot mess. But look, that's what happens when you watch Archie Luxury. Look, you know what they say? Show me your friends. Show me your 3 closest friends, and I'll show you your future. When you hang around Archie, your future is doomed, basically, okay? You hang around Archie, you're going to be doomed. There, that's right. They, them. Exactly. Unbelievable, but true. Yeah. What's going on here? We got, what is this? What do we got? What do these people want? Free entertainment? Yeah, it's unbelievable. We may have to cut this short unless we get some serious donations here. But again, this channel costs millions of dollars a week to run. All right, so let's talk about some real watch content, which is Patek Calatrava Buyer's Guide. And so what we're going to do is this. If any of the aristocrats, hang on a second. Hang on a sec. Let me get this set up over here. Boom. Okay. Maybe Baron Red. Baron Red might hop on. Okay. So let's talk about Patek. So the cheapest Calatravas, we're looking from the cheapest to most expensive. You definitely want to avoid quartz shitters. There are some quartz shitters out there. So just say no. Just say no. You're going to see this watch, which these hands, I think they call them leaf hands. These are ugly. This is garbage. Again, quartz watch. Look at these ugly hands. This is disgusting. This is peasant status. Avoid that. I think the best buys in the Calatrava range are the 60s and 70s watches. Like you can get, now this is, it's got some issues. The dial's got some like, I don't know, mildew. It's got, I don't know what it's got. It's got some like spotting on it, mildew, whatever stuff. You don't want this, but you can get, I mean, it's a clean design. It's a clean modern design. So about $6,000. Wow, prices have gone up, actually. Prices have been increasing. Okay, here we go. So this basically right here is essentially the 1960s version of the watch that's, $25,000 today. I'd rather buy this, right? So it's $6,500. It's a clean modern design. Okay, got clean modern design. You change out the strap. You got to make sure that you get the original buckle. This is a fake buckle. You want to have the Patek buckle. If you don't have a Patek buckle, it's going to cost you, $600 for a Tang buckle from Patek. Okay, it's going to be expensive. So make sure the watch comes with an original buckle. So these are 33 millimeter roughly, right? So a lot of the tomato cans are going to say that, oh, it's too small. Oh, it's too small. Oh, listen, this is what the classical size was back in the day. That's what it was. If it was good enough for Jack Welch, should be good enough for you. Neutron Jack, they called it. Again, you got some issues. You got to watch out. If they have bad condition, I'm actually shocked that people are putting these up for sale. These dials with mildew, whatever. The case is beautiful. Look at this case. You got a clean modern case with these lugs that are like, I don't even know what to call them, but they're like miniature lugs. I think that's very cool. But you can get, again, this is it. This is a quartz, excuse me. A la poubelle. A la poubelle. Here we go. Is this it? I think this is the watch I had. Yeah, there we go. I think this is the watch I had. It's basically dead money. I mean, these things have not moved at all. So imagine this. I sold it to a dealer for $6,000. Okay, I sold it for $6,000. And today they're still going for $7,000. No. Listen, if it's good enough for Jack Welch, I mean, listen, Jack Welch would fire 3,000 people before breakfast. Okay. So, that's a real man. That's right. Hang around. Well, we're trying to discount pay. This is funny. That's actually pretty funny. This is squatters. Yeah, I don't know that story. Wow, could have been a squatter. I don't know. As far as I know, that was the legitimate seller. 5120. This is the 3520D. Listen, by the way, I don't know anything about references. Don't ask me about these references. I can't keep track of these references. All right, I have no idea. But this is the classic. This is the Jack Welch, And you notice it's got these big lugs, which is, you know, it was okay. It makes the watch wear bigger. What's the size of the watch? 32 millimeter. 32 millimeter. Wow. I don't know. When I wore the watch, it was fine. Again, I got a small wrist. It was fine. Look at this. Wow. You got a gilt dial. Okay, so if you're going to get, I would say this. Look, if you're going to buy a vintage Calatrava, I would go for something which is a more rare model. I would go for not the Jack Welch. That's too typical. There's a lot of them out there. You know, I would go for something more unusual. This is a good choice, I think. All right. Look at this. Oh shit. Sorry. Oh fuck. Quartz. Sorry. Guilt. I see. I don't know. You got to check. I don't know. This goes to show you. What do I know? What do I know? Okay, don't buy quartz. The one thing, do not buy quartz. What is this? Please tell me this is not quartz. Disco Volante. Is this manual wind? Okay, Disco Volante. It's a funky movement. If you get this Disco Volante thing, you got to have a textured bezel, not this flat, because it's going to be a magnet for scratches. Let's go down the road into some good watches here. Hang on a second. Okay. Wow, the prices have really gone up. I mean, I remember these were like $6,000 a year ago. And you remember I was doing these videos a year ago. I told you guys these things are the money. These things are the watches to buy. You could have gotten these for like $6,000, and they're going up. They're going up by the minute. And this is a bad condition watch. I mean, this watch, I wouldn't even buy this for $6,000. Look at this, $8,000 they're asking almost. Holy shit. I mean, this is crazy. Oh, by the way, this is an absolute disaster. This is like, this is like what Archie Luxury would buy, which is you got a date. You got the date window with the ugliest font in the world, the ugliest font, and you got a second hand. Is this a quartz? Yes, of course. This is the type of thing that Archie Luxury would have bought, circa 2018. So here we go. Ooh, look at this. Again, you got dolphin hands, clean dial. The lugs are hidden, basically hidden. $8,000. What's this? What's going on here? You got a Vacheron. This is a Frankenstein. Somebody put a Vacheron strap. And I don't know what buckle. I don't know what kind of buckle this is. It could be. I don't know what kind of buckle. It could be a gold buckle. I don't know what's going on, but it's Italian, of course. You know the Italians. It's a cool watch. Where are these in Milano? Roma, Brindisi. Wow, look at this. It's almost like the modern Patek. It's got a brushed dial. Cool watch. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I mean, this is on a scale of 1 to 10. This is like a supermodel. Frankenstein. Nah, it's legit. It's legit. These watches. 56565J. Ooh, what is that? Let me look this up. I don't even know what this is. I don't know if that's the right reference even. Is that the right reference? 565? Is that what they call it? Oh, maybe this is it. Is that the watch? 1953. You know, one of the. I think we had a guy on one of our chats that had this in platinum with some gems, like a variation of this. Yeah, it was weird because it was like a kid. It was like a like a 25-year-old kid buying this, which is very unusual for a 25-year-old kid to be buying a 1950s Patek, vintage. It's like a real this is like a real, okay, so this watch is like a real, I mean, this is like real inside baseball type stuff. I don't understand, honestly, like I wouldn't buy this. I don't understand the value proposition because it's kind of like, I don't know. I don't know why it's worth the money because, you know, I get it. There's historical importance. There's few of them. It's rare, whatever. It's one of the early ones. But outside of that, you know, it doesn't really do anything for me. It's kind of like, I don't like to have these, look at it. You got the holes in the lugs. You got holes in the lugs, which is it's like a peasant vibe. You know, the holes in the lugs is a peasant vibe. I think it probably came on one of those bracelets or something. I don't know. I'm not really into this like real high-end vintage Patek. It's too, yeah, oh, you got the three, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. This is like too much, it's too much of a this is too much of a specialty thing for like a real, you know, hardcore Patek collectors. I'm not that guy. I'm very, yeah, I'm very simple. You know, I want something which, you know, has a good look. It's got some, you know, value to it. It's got, you know, but I'm not paying 50 grand for that type of watch. It just doesn't have, it's a time only watch. It's not that good looking, frankly. Like, I don't get it. This is, again, this is for, yeah, the guys like this. Amir, by the way, you're welcome to hop on. You can hop on the panel if you want to tell us about the watch, show us the watch. Yeah, enamel dial. Right. So the Jack Welch. So that watch that had the enamel dial, and I remember it was very cool. The enamel dial. Yeah. No, I understand. I get it. I get the whole thing. It's the enamel dial, but you know, by the way, the second hand I think is terrible. I think a dress watch should not have a second hand, a big giant second hand, because it's too busy. You know, it's got to be a dress watch. You know, like yeah. So this is not my. It's not my thing. It's not my thing. I'm more into, like, you know, again, this is basically. Look. I here's the other issue I have. The other issue I have is this. I think that the way tastes are going, like, you got to see where the market is going, right? Where the market is going is more for like a 60s design, not the 50s. The people who like that 50s look, they're older and they're dying off. So it's kind of like the guys who are buying, you know, Model T Fords, you know, older collector cars, the older muscle cars, whatever. You know, those 1950s cars, they're dying off, right? Like a Rolex bubble back, those people are dying off, right? So the watch that you want to buy is kind of like what guys who are, you know, 30 years old today, or like, I want to buy the watch that the guy who's 30 years old today is going to want to buy in 10 years. That's what I want to buy, right? Like, I don't want to buy, you know, the stuff that 70-year-old people are buying for nostalgia, right? So the watch that you have, I guess it's historically important or whatever. To me, there's not enough of a value proposition. If I'm spending 50 grand on a Patek, I'd rather buy like a 3940. You know, that's all right. So again, you get some great okay, this is a very, very mass-produced watch. You can find a lot of these. Again, these were like 6 grand. They really shot up in price. Again, you got the fake buckle. You gotta have original buckle. You gotta have the original buckle. You do not want garbage like this. This is pure trash. The only thing it's got going for it is, you know, you got kind of this Rolex vibe with the markers and the hands. You got the Rolex vibe. I mean, they stole this from Rolex, right? The date destroys the watch. It really destroys the watch. You got a Houseman. That's the Italian dealer. I think it's an original buckle. Oh shit! It's Puerto It's Puerto Rico is selling this watch. And by the way, Puerto Rico, according to Federico, he says, do not buy watches. He says he would never buy any watch in Italy or from an Italian. Federico's from Napoli. I mean, like literally off the boat. I mean, he's not he's like literally off the boat. I don't know how he speaks. I think he grew up here though, so he doesn't have an accent. But yeah, I mean, look at this. This is what happens when you buy a watch from the Italians. You got this made in Italy strap, which is a Fugazi strap. It's a Fugazi. You know what a Fugazi is? You don't know what a Fugazi is? You Google it. So you got this Fugazi strap. It's not a Patek strap. It's not even anything, relevant. It's a garbage strap. You got the buckle, which I'm 99% sure is not a Patek buckle. 99.9% sure. And you got this date window, and you got some flaking on the hands or whatever. But I don't know. It's a hot mess. If it didn't have the date window, I might be okay. By the way, Puerto Rico is getting deported also. So Trump, the emperor, is deporting. He is deporting. Oh yeah. Listen, Amir, when you join the channel, when you become an aristocrat, we'll do a watch collection video review. All you got to do is click the join button. You invest $4.95. And then everybody's going to have to call you Baron Al-Shama, Baron Al-Shama. Or, for you, we'll give you a special title. You'll be like Emir Al-Shama. You'll be Emir Al-Shama. That's what happens when you become an aristocrat. So you click the join button, invest $4.95 in your future. And then what you do is you send me the pictures of the watch and whatever watches you want to talk about, whatever you want to watch reviewed, to BrutalWatchReviews@gmail.com. Yeah. Yeah, 3940. Listen, I don't know. You're much more advanced. I'm not into this deep rabbit hole vintage. So I don't know. This is like I'm actually very basic again. Like, I'm a very basic type of guy. Like, yeah, Puerto Rico talks watches. Oh yeah. So Archie, this is the mistake. So the Bogan of Brisbane, he had 5 identical Calatravas. Well, one was yellow gold, one was white gold, one had a date window, but they were all exactly the same, more or less the same model. And he had like literally 5 watches at once that were the same watch, which is like, again, when you join this channel, when you become an aristocrat, you will never make that type of mistake because, what this channel is all about is getting the right watches. They're going to increase in value, not having a redundant stupidities. And yeah, the date window, I don't like date windows. Yeah, join the channel. We'll be happy to do a review. BrutalWatchReviews@gmail.com. And yeah, by the way, you're welcome to hop on the live stream now if you want to talk about the Calatravas. But yeah, so listen, by the way, this is, the one Calatrava that I have on the hit list, which I think is the ultimate Calatrava, is it's the Pope's watch. So they made a watch that's basically was given to what's the look? I'll pull it up. But anyway, it's kind of like this almost, except it's a purple dial. The dial, well, okay, this is a terrible dial. It's a purple dial, yellow gold, or I think it's a yellow gold, purple dial. And it was given to the Vatican, like for the Pope to give out to like cardinals. So basically you have to be a cardinal to get that watch. Or you have to be like, I don't know, very well connected to the Vatican to get that watch. And it's incredible. Hang on. Let me see if I can pull up. Oh, there we go. Okay. Okay, hang on a second. Here we go. Boom. Okay, you see that watch? That's on the screen. That is the ultimate Patek. I mean, honestly, by the way, I think, okay, one thing I forgot to mention. What I think is very good about the Calatrava is, you're going to have a lot of peasants, a lot of lowlives and degenerates like Patek Philippe, like a real lowlife trash, real scum, the archieluxuries of the world. They're going to say, oh, these watches are basic. They're entry level. It's a basic entry level time only. Oh, no, it's actually the classic. It's actually the classic watch. Okay. The time-only Calatrava is the ultimate Patek because, we've talked about this before. What you want to see in a Patek is elegance. You want to see, I mean, you do want to see complications. Complications are good, but elegance, I think elegance comes first. I think elegance, oh, we got Hodinky, these mooch bums. Mooch bums, Hodinky. Hang on a second. Okay. This is a picture taken from a book, by the way. They stole this Hodinky stole this photo from a book. So this watch, this is the ultimate Patek because again, it's super limited. Okay, it's it's from the Vatican, right? So it's got a whole conspiracy theory thing going. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful watch. Purple dial. And the purple is actually, historically, that's the color of royalty, right? Royals would wear purple wool. That was considered like, that's the wow, because it was so expensive to make purple wool, to dye purple wool. So that watch, I'd be willing to pay 30. I'd be willing to pay 30 grand. It's probably a lot more, but I can't go beyond that. But 30 grand, I'd pay for that. And I would say it's the ultimate. Well, not ultimate. Like, look, you can talk about perpetual calendars, complications, all those things, but at the end of the day, you do want something that's elegant, and Patek is always about elegance. It really is. I mean, what makes a great Patek is the elegance. So anyhow, they got a lot of different, there's got a lot of different, okay, you got another version of this 369. Oh, hey, this is what this guy has, right? What is this? This is what he has. No, it's a different 1950. Okay. 369. 369. I don't know what's going on here. 369. So look, there's a lot of variations. This is actually kind of cool. I mean, these Arabic numerals, it looks sporty. You got the dial is sunken in. The seconds is sunken. You got the sunken thing, which gives a dimension. I think that's an original Patek buckle. Yeah, that looks legit. This is a great watch. It might be a little pricey, but for like 7 grand, I'd buy that. The numbers are so beautiful. Look at those. Look at that font. It's so like dynamic. It's almost like a racing watch. Let's see. Yeah, so they do this 369 thing. Here it looks messy. It's too busy. It's a hard pass. I don't know what's going on here. I think these things were added late. This is a hot mess. I don't know. That may be a Frankenstein. Again, beautiful. Look at this. You tell me that's not a beautiful dial. So you can get amazing deals in the world of Patek. Look at this. All the peasants are leaving. Yeah, I understand that these the blueberries, they make special blueberries and raspberries now that are like expensive. They have like extra, I don't know, juice or something in them. And Yeah. Yeah, no, this is the thing. So yeah, I mean, look, this I think Patek Calatrava is like a good. It's a really interesting niche to kind of explore. Um, Hang on a second. Yeah, I almost bought one of these. You get these giant. Look at these giant markers. It's like very rare. And again, it's cheap. It's cheap. It's somebody. Oh, look, somebody's initials. Which it's okay. That's R to L. I guess it was a wedding gift or something. 1963. This is like right before JFK was a 1968. Excuse me. The 60s was a great time. Well, it was whatever, but it was Wow, look at this. Now look, they also have different lugs. These are weird lugs. Look at these lugs. I don't know what's going on with these lugs. Look at this. Look at this lug design. It's like it sticks out. It's all fugazi. And it comes with a box. Wow. I think they call them scroll lugs. So this is actually rare. The dial though is not. I mean, the dial is basic, but who collected this is like Ronnie Madvani, the big collector in Uganda of all places, the super collector that we had a video interview with. He likes these like exotic lugs. I don't think he would like this watch because it's too. It's kind of basic. I mean, the dial is basic. The lugs are cool. And look at this. Again, this is basically, look at this. This watch is essentially a 90s version of what today sells for 26 grand. Same watch. There's your thing. How big is it? 33 millimeter. So, if I was buying a Calatrava, I would stick with like, the 60s. Oh, look at this. We got the Duke Green Rush is here. Duke Green Rush with the super chat to get the peasants to pay up. That's what the Duke is here to do, to get the peasants to pay up, because we don't do shit for free, as certain people like to say. That's right. You got apparently, let's what we need to have on this channel. What we need to do is we need to out the people who go on other live streams. Yeah, I think what happens is, I think a lot of people, they don't make comments on our live stream because they know that if they go on like Archie or Curly, Chomostan, if they go to Kukistan, Chomostan, Bukyakistan, then they're going to be they're not going to be let in. They're going to be ostracized. It's kind of like what do you call it? It's imagine it's when you got a passport, when you got a passport from when you got a passport and you got a stamp in it from the Watch Reporter channel, they're not going to let you into Chomostan or Kukistan. It's kind of like I think up until recently, if you had a passport and it had a stamp, an Israeli stamp in it, they wouldn't let you into Dubai. That's right, Dubai or any of the Middle Eastern countries. Up until I think like 6 years ago. Yeah, I don't know when they stopped, but basically, maybe definitely not Saudi Arabia, for sure not. Whatever, but or definitely not Libya. But basically, with this channel, it's kind of the same. It's kind of the same thing. So what we need to do is we need to ostracize those people who go on those other channels. It's funny. Unbelievable. Oh, we had a link. Patek Philippe gave us the link. But listen. Patek Philippe is low quality. Patek Philippe is like low quality traffic. I mean, he doesn't donate money to this channel. I don't want to use the word donate. He doesn't contribute. He's not a contributor. And he basically sends mooch bums. It's basically low quality people who are like, they're like Archie people. It's the the Okucks, the Kukastanis, the the JJ It's low life degenerates. It's trash. I don't want those people on this channel. It's kind of like when they move into this neighborhood, it brings down the values. Yeah, yeah, it's very interesting. Yeah, so look at that. So those curved lugs, yeah. I That's a good value watch. I mean, for what is it, 8 grand or whatever it is, that's a pretty good deal. Exactly. What are you going to buy eggs? I agree. Who is that? Oh, okay. Okay, what we need to do is on this. Okay, so all the traders, if you see these traders, you need to post their names in here so they'll be banned. We're gonna ban the traders. Wait till you say the bots. Oh my god, it's funny. Oh yeah. No, you know what it is? Listen. Yeah, listen. Patel is I actually like Patel kind of like, but he brings the wrong people. He's not like a real he's I don't know what his agenda is. His agenda is I think he's looking to groom peasants to work at his 7-Eleven in Toronto or something. I don't know what his deal is. He doesn't bring any. He does not bring any value. He never joined the live stream. He never contributed. I mean, I know he. I mean, I should say this. No, he was kind of, I think, a fan of the channel early on. But when I started exposing the truth about the groomers, the Chomostanis and the Kukastanis, the Curlies, the Archies, and all that that kind of probably bothered him or something. His buddy Okuk, who's like definitely he's got the pedo vibes, But listen, I'm not here to make friends and influence people, in the watch community. We don't need these mooch bums. Listen, we have people coming to this channel literally worldwide. We have a worldwide audience. We got guys Hong Kong, Singapore. We got guys from the Middle East, Europe, Africa. That's right, Africa. We got Ronnie Madvani, super collector. He's from Uganda. By the way, speaking of Singapore and possibly a future aristocrat, which is Baron Al Shama. Possibly, we'll see if the money comes in. We'll see if Amir actually ponies up the $4.95. We'll see. We don't know until the money hits the bank. But we actually have if he's a Patek guy, we have a great video on this channel with the former director of the Patek Philippe Museum. That's what's his name? Yeah. So and we had the guys from Grail Watch. What is Future Grail? Future Grail. So we got those videos. So all the good videos are for members only. The Future Grail, the Patek Museum Director, that's for members only. So when you join the channel, you get access to that. I don't want to have the peasants to be, Sozo, a traitor. A traitor. They're dropping. We're down to 16. We're down to 16. We got to get the money from the peasants. Exactly. This is listen, instead of you giving money to OnlyFans, to some gutter snipe on OnlyFans, this is the best channel. This is better than OnlyFans. Oh yeah, that's right. The international ball washing set. That's right. You got guys like, that's that's right. There's delicate sensibilities. I mean, look, the ball washing community that Patel is part of. You got guys like, the guy who calls himself Higgins. Jonathan Quayle Higgins, who's basically that's Hitler's grandson, right? His real name is probably like, I don't know, Helmut Hitler is that's his real name, Helmut Hitler. So this guy, and I don't know why he was embarrassed to be, when I said he was Hitler's grandson, I don't know, he was very offended. I don't know why he'd be offended, to be related to a guy who was, a world leader. I mean, listen, I mean, the guy was a world leader in the 1930s and 40s. I mean, if that was your grandfather, I don't know, that's pretty impressive. I mean, I'm not saying he's a good guy or anything, but the guy was a world leader. Churchill was a world leader. Stalin, Mao Zedong, Gaddafi, whatever. But yeah, so this guy Higgins, so Higgins is known for sending dick pics to female members of the watch community. That's right. Higgins sends pictures of his pee-pee, You know what a pee-pee is? Well, you Google it. That's right. Higgins sends pictures of his pee-pee, of his penile member, to female members of the community for randomly. I mean, just randomly he sends it. I mean, that's bizarre. I mean, this is like a middle-aged guy. I think no, he's like in his late 50s, I think. I mean, who the fuck does that? I mean, like, I get if you're like 20, you're like, I don't know, you're like stupid or whatever. But when you're in your 50s, you're sending dick pics. So that's Higgins for you. I mean, this is the guy who thinks he's like Mr. Culture, Mr. Mr. European culture, Mr. Sophistication. Higgins is pure garbage. He's basically pure trash. I mean, this is a guy who, is a, low-life degenerate. He probably goes to like weird S&M swinger clubs on these cruise, these cruises. He goes on these cruise ships. He goes on those cruise ships that have the swingers, and flaccid. That's right. It's flaccid. Higgins is flaccid. He's flaccid. Let me tell you something. You gotta give credit where it's due. The Mountain House was lit, and the outfits also. Okay, the outfits were totally on point. Listen, and I'm a big proponent of that. Why do you think the British Empire got as far as it did? Because they had those great uniforms. They had those red uniforms, and when you put on a great uniform, you feel good. You feel like you're on top of the world, right? That's why the British did so well. Once they switched to like a modern olive bullshit uniform in World War I, it was all over. Okay, the British Empire went downhill once they switched uniforms. And what made the Nazis successful was the uniform, the quality of the aesthetics. Really, I mean, the uniforms were amazing. That the whole aesthetics, the logos, the propaganda. It was. I mean, the guy was. He had like real art type people in his inner circle. I mean, he was like a pretty bad artist, but Goebbels was a big collector of old masters. Goebbels actually had good taste in stuff. I mean, very flamboyant and whatever. But it was a weird crowd. But Higgins, I think Higgins is probably from the bad side of the family, so he doesn't have any good taste. He's got a bad shitter watch. And what do you call it? Yeah, unbelievable. Female members of the watch community. Lengthy emails. Female members of those. Yeah. So yeah. So what so this Higgins is low life scum. He sends dick pics. And that's Patel's kind of inner circle. Then he's got O'Cuck, right? He's got here's the bulwark. Here's the axis of Chomo, okay? The axis of Chomostan. You got the axis of evil. Here is the axis of Chomostan. That's Patek Philippe. You got Higgins. Then you got the O'Cuck, who's basically a pedo groomer. He's basically out there, grooming twinks. And then you got Curly Don Corleone, Il Duce de Chomostan, who's kind of like sort of on the adjacent periphery. But the core group is really the Chomostan axis is Okuk, Patel, and Higgins, and Archie. I guess Archie's kind of, that's, he's kind of, yeah, it's kind of like that. It's, yeah, all deadbeats, losers with horrible watches that go down in value. Uh, exactly. Pennsylvania. Oh yeah, I don't know. I've never been outside of London. Well, actually, no. I mean, Greater London. I think I went to some place called, I forgot what it was called, but it was like a suburb or something. And yeah, I never really. I don't think there's anything to see outside of London. I mean, like, where do you go? No, actually, there's a couple of interesting cities for a few minutes. I guess there's, what is it? Manchester, and I think there's something else, but that's pretty much it. I mean, really, that's the whole country is basically London. Outside of London, yeah. I mean, yeah, you got the Chomostanis. All right, so let's go to this. So this is a cool watch. Let's go back to the watch content, which is, see, this is the thing. This is why Patek Philippe's links are low quality, because when we talk about serious watch content, those people leave, right? They're here for drama. They're here for, like, I don't know what they're here for. Um, oh, it's a ladies' watch. I don't even. Wow, I don't even know what this is. I don't think this is a ladies' watch. Oh, maybe it is. I don't even know. It's a good looking ladies' watch. I'll tell you that, for a old time vintage. So let's keep rolling with the Patek. Uh, so basically, the takeaway lesson is the Calatrava prices have gone up a lot. They've gone up a lot in the last year. They're on the move, and you can't get a good Calatrava for under 10 grand, really. Nice. Gilt dial, 1958. And you got those, like, stepped lugs, just like they do now. This is just like on Keslowitz's and Patel's watches. They got those lugs, same exact lugs. But this is the original. This is 1958. This is what you want. You want the original. You don't want the remake. Fake buckle. Uh, very clean. Look at this. Very clean. Sunburst, silver sunburst, 1965. Too expensive. This is a $6,000 watch. Uh, yeah. So this is the market. This is the market for vintage. Let's see. Hang on a second. Oh, look at this. Yeah, this watch is a mistake. Look at this. This is like a 90s version of what they have modern now. The problem is the dial. Look at this. The dial is, you get the Roman numeral. It's some kind of a mess. The case doesn't work. You got this modern kind of case. It's too much of, I don't know. It's a bit of a mess. Um, ooh, white gold in Japan. The Japanese, all the white gold comes from Japan. They love white gold. Original buckle, 10 grand. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. No. Uh, so yeah, this is. Oh, look at this. There we go. There's your 369. I don't know. This is like a good deal for 10 grand. Actually, you know what? Um, I gotta tell you, this watch over here could be a good deal. Look at this. I mean, I don't know the details. Don't ask me. I'm not vouching or anything, but beautiful markers. You got this funky kind of case with a big crown. Look at that big crown, winding crown. It's got the 50s vibe. It's got the full 50s vibe. For 10 grand? .32 millimeter. It's from Italy. Imagine if this was actually, I don't think this was sold originally in Italy, but if it was, this would have been worn by like, a heavy hitter. I mean, in Italy, the 50s were booming. Kind of. There you go. This is a version of the, I would get this also. Wow, look at this. 1951. It's got the same vibes as the new watch without the this is Japan, yeah? No, France. Beautiful watch, classic. I mean, again, I don't know the condition. If I make comments, don't take that as a recommendation or anything. I'm just looking like for 5 seconds. I don't have any insight. Yeah, look at this. Again, you get those funky lugs. You get the funky lugs. Look at that. The funky lugs. So what happens is it kind of sits on your wrist. It's kind of weird in a way. 10 grand. Yeah, the bargains are, I mean, relatively speaking, the bargains are gone, right? I mean, these prices have actually moved up. Oh, this is a lady's watch? Yeah, it's a lady's watch. Forget it. Let's see. Yeah, these are kind of, oh, there we go. There we go. 1940. Wow. I don't even look at stuff like this, but I'm actually surprised that the prices are so reasonable for a 1940 Calatrava. Again, we don't know the condition or we don't know any of these things, but in theory, this is an amazing watch. In theory, again, you get the holes, which is it's like you got the holes in the lugs. 30 millimeter. Wow, these were small. They were small back then, right? Uh-oh. Is that a fake? Not a fake. Is that a replacement? I don't know what's going on. I think it's a replacement crown. Oh, gilt. Gilt dial. Philippe's, I think it's a gilt dial, right? I really can't tell, but if it is, that's great. That's like, the Philippe Stern vibe. Yeah, guys. So this is bottom line is this. Bottom line is there's a lot of good deals out there in Calatrava. I would go vintage. I mean, I think these vintage, I'm actually shocked that you can get this good stuff. 11 grand? Okay, this looks all legit. So I don't know, the watch that Amir was showing, I don't know, it's a different reference. It's a real specialized thing. So I don't know what that is, but I'd rather buy this for 10 grand and be happy. I mean, I actually like this look better. I think this is the nicest one we've seen so far today. You got the dolphin hands. You got the beautiful, I'll call it arrowhead, sunburst dial. Great. I mean, it's going to be small, whatever, 30 millimeter, but great watch. Again, I don't know if it's real part, with these guys, you never know what they've done with the watch. You got to really do your due diligence, as they say. And if you notice the lugs over here, I think, and that's the thing, the thing with the Calatravas is a lot of the nuances are basically the lug and the case. And they did little things, and it makes a big difference. I mean, yeah, shit. I mean, the prices have really got, I'm telling you, this is the thing. The vintage watches, what these, if you listen to these guys like Juan and Kino, these mooch bums, they tell you that, what do you call it? They tell you, the watch market is dead. The watch market is dead. No, the vintage market is moving up very, very steadily and strongly. These same watches that I'm showing you right now, they're all already like 25% higher or more in the last, I would say, 2 years, for sure. For sure. Yes, that's right. That's right. Exactly. The question to ask is why is Patek Philippe, aka Slurpy Boy, why is Patek Philippe not not contributing to the channel when he contributes to all the Chomostanis and the Kakastanis? Why is that? Why is Patel not contributing when he contributes to, again, all the Kakastanis and the Chomostanis? Yeah. There you go. Yeah, listen. I told you from day one. I spotted that mooch bum from day one. I told you this guy's a grifter. The only thing with that grifter is he's playing the long con. Okay, it's the long con, and he's kind of an old-fashioned con man, meaning he's not trying to scam you right away, right? He wants to build up a long relationship, and then he figures, okay, then he builds up the brand, then he starts to monetize. So, he started that tomato can channel, what, like 3 years ago? Every fucking video is the same. Every video is the watch market is dead. The same, everything is dead. Price is dropping. The same modern watches, the same Rolexes. It's all the same shit, right? He repeats the same videos, and now all of a sudden, yeah, and he's saying, oh, these guys are all grifters with the super chats and this guy's a grifter. That all of a sudden now he's talking, Kino is getting married. Kino needs money for the wedding. If you want to donate, we need money for Kino. Kino needs money, to get out of jail for, being locked up for hubcap theft and or whatever the stealing, in the boogie down Bronx. Yeah, exactly. That's what's going on. The grifters, they're mooch bums and grifters. Yeah, if Jack Welch was alive, he would donate money to this channel. He would contribute. He'd be a contributor. He would be a contributor. Wow, look at this. I mean, you're getting some good stuff. 1965. Yeah, a lot of these are coming from Europe. Look at these lugs. Again, I don't know how much polish is there. You know what? Look, when it comes to these real vintage watches, you really need to see it in person, or you need like a real good close-ups, video, whatever. Don't believe these. You got to see video. You want to see video up close, because a photo can hide a lot of stuff. I want to see, when I'm buying a watch or whatever, I'd want to see like video taken in natural daylight. Not. I don't want to see any type of lighting that's flattering. You know, I don't want something that makes, I want to see all the flaws in the watch, you know? Let's see. Okay, so basically you can kind of see, I mean, we're looking at the bottom range. You know, I start at the bottom. Okay, so you can kind of see what you get for about 10 grand. I guess the point of this, we've spent a bunch of time here. Now let's see high to low. Okay, there you go. So the same Calatrava at the high end, here's what happens. You're getting into this like weird, rare handcrafts where the dial is made out of, I don't know, wood marquetry. Is this marquetry? I don't know what it is, but it's you know, they do that out of enamel, marquetry, whatever it is. I don't really understand it. Like, it's actually very, very well done. It's very well done, but would I pay 200 grand for that? No. Would I pay 150 grand for this? No. I don't know. Why would I? Like, I don't understand. Oh, look at this. Pavel is a member for 11 months. Wow. This is an OG. Look at this. Wow. I've never seen this before. I've never actually seen one of these types of green. Why does he get a green? Why does he get a green thing here? Oh, we got Baron Red. Baron Red. Hang on a second. Hop on. We got, you know, hop on. Look at this. I've never seen this. Is a new thing. I don't know. We got, you know, real. This is a very interesting. I guess. Wow. This guy is a member for 11 months. It's like an original. We may have to promote him to like a Duke level, because after 11 months, that's like, you know, that's like a Duke. It's got to be a Duke for sure. So yeah, I don't know. So here's what happens with the Calatrava. We went from low to high, and what the fuck is this? I don't know what this is. Some jazz watch or something. I don't know who this is. Gillespie? I have no idea. Hang on a second. We got Baron Red. Welcome to the program.
Oh, thanks, Colonel. I just saw that you had a stream going, so I decided to hop on.
Oh, listen, it's always a pleasure to have you. What do you? Oh, look at this. We're getting these special color labels. What do you think of Calatrava?
It's okay. I think we might have talked about this briefly in another stream. It's I mean, it's got the hobnail, which is I guess like a classic Patek design element, but I'm not a fan of the hobnail.
But you're a Breguet man. You're a Breguet man. That's part of Breguet DNA. Hobnail and Breguet is like, you know.
Or you know, yeah, but just on the dials though. But I don't like it on the case.
Okay, fair enough. What do you think about the other Calatravas? Those like 1960s, the 70s, whatever, you know, the vintage ones. The cleaner designs.
Yeah, I think it's a mixed bag. Some of them I like, some of them I don't. And you know what? One of the older designs that I do like, you know, just when you talk about vintage Pateks, is I actually the lips is actually growing on me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, when I first saw it, I was like, nah, I don't know. But the horizontal ellipse, not the vertical one, but the horizontal one that you have.
That's the one I have, the horizontal.
Yeah. So I don't know. I've been thinking about it lately.
You know what? I think one of the tomato can channels, one of these Muppet boiler rooms. That's the Muppet boiler room Patek guy. That's what's his name, John Reardon. That's the Patek Muppet boiler room guy. He's a big fan of the Ellipse, and I think he did a video saying that he was at the Miami Beach Watch, the antique show, and the Ellipse was going bananas. Everybody was lining up. He sold a bunch of them. It was the prices were going crazy. So I think and it is happening. The Ellipse market is definitely moving up. So this is an ugly version. This is horrible. You don't even want to look at that trash. Yeah, but no, the market's moving up on the Ellipse, especially the I think everybody's buying the kind of the classic one, but I think I think again the funkier shapes like the TV dials, the more horizontal ones are more interesting. A little more.
Yeah.
Again, these are there. We got to get to the good ones here. I don't know if you've noticed, but whenever I look at these prices, I always go low to high because I'm looking for bargains, I guess.
So
but
when you think about buying them, do you ever just I guess further filter it down to US based sellers only, or no?
No, I don't really care. The main thing, if I were to buy one, I'd want to make sure that it's, I want to check because like you want to make sure that everything is good. Like you want to see the crown is original. You want to see the buckle. And again, there's going to be sometimes compromises because, if it's a rare watch, it might be just one like this watch, right? I love this shape. If this was a blue dial or like a different color dial, is this a lady's watch? No, it's a men's. No. So if this was like a brown dial or blue dial, I would go for this. The white dial is boring, but I love. Look at this. This is the you want to have this buckle, the Ellipse buckle, which is very hard to get, and expensive. Oh yeah, this is the watch. I mean, this is oh no, this is the ladies, I think, or something.
All right, so I remember the last. Yeah, so I remember the last time when we were talking about the Ellipse, you said to watch out for flaking on the dial.
Oh yeah, flaking.
Yeah, so
holy shit,
now
the prices have gone up. No, really, the prices have gone crazy. Look at this. You can't even find the classic, whatever, I think that's the 3448, I think it is, whatever the number is. You can't even find it for under, this is it basically. Holy shit, 12 grand. You couldn't even give this away for 8 grand a few years ago. I mean, up until maybe a year ago. Yeah, I mean, these are moving up. 12 grand, it's a lot of money now.
Yeah, maybe it's it's time to flip the watch, put the money in something else.
No, I like my watch. I don't have this. I don't have this model. I don't have this model, but no, I mean, I actually no, I like the Ellipse. I think it's got room to go. I would love to have one of these clocks. These wall clocks are amazing. It's basically it's a quartz. It's it's like a $50 quartz thing. But it's brass and it's this Patek. So that 10 grand. Yeah, look at this. The Ellipse market has gone fucking bananas. 12 grand is how much they're going for.
Yeah.
This is a tropical dial. Look at this. 12 grand. No, so it's already up. No, it's I mean, they're really, I for the last year on the older videos, I was saying the Ellipse, you got to look for the Ellipse, and Archieluxury and all these bums all saying, oh no, by the way, look at this. These are going, this is the next, by the way, this is going to be the next big thing.
I can see that. Because it's like, it's got the Ellipse design, but it's framed.
And what's cool about it, I don't know if you notice it, but it looks kind of like the Apple Watch. It's the glass is kind of like, it's a very unique type of look. It's like funky. You know what I mean? It's funky, basically.
Yeah, yeah. So, all right, when I see these, these vintage watches, I'm thinking about what I saw in a video from Theo and Harris, and then this was like maybe a year or
Theo and
2 years
Homo?
ago when.
Theo and Homo?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I mean, but what he said was actually really, I guess, just spot on. He was saying, so this was like maybe like a year or 2 years ago. So he was saying like, oh, this year we've got a whole bunch of watch collectors, that are like turning 3 or 4, meaning that people that got
Oh, you
in
said that.
at the beginning of
You
the
said
pandemic.
You
Yeah,
said that. You said that. I remember you saying that. I don't know, whatever. 6 months ago, you saying that, and I was like, "Wow, that's." But I'll let you continue. Continue with what you're saying, but bring this topic up.
yeah,
It's very interesting.
yeah. So in 2020 during the pandemic, a lot of people got into the watch market, and then they gravitated towards the big name in the field that everyone's heard of. Of course, it's Rolex. That's why Rolex kind of shot up, and then it kind of just like spilled over, and then so if you got a Rolex, but you've also got some money, and then you kind of be like, all right, what else is out there that's kind of like that kind of sort of similar, and then that kind of just drove up the prices, for the Royal Oaks. Uh, and also on the Nautilus, so people want to show off. So you've got all these collectors, like not just at the super high end, but just kind of I think it's just all across the board. You got all these people into the watch market. They went to the big names, and as they mature, some of them are going to drop off, and others they're going to start becoming more and more interested in the vintage market. And I think now, like how we saw the prices go up for the Ellipse, it's a result of that. It's because these new watch collectors are now getting into the vintage market, and they're interested in these pieces such as the Ellipse. So yeah, that's why we're seeing prices go up. And I guess the question going forward now is, these people have been in the market maybe for like 5-ish years. How much longer is their interest in watches going to is it going to be sustained? Are they just going to get into vintage for a little bit, and then something else is going to come along that's going to be the next big hobby? So that's the question now.
That's a
So
good question. Yeah, it's a good question. So I think actually, yeah, it's always like anything else. I think you have like, I think I think at the edge you have like, you have a new. First of all, the number of collectors is base. I would say it's doubled since the pandemic, basically, right? Like the gross numbers is probably doubled or whatever. You got a whole new wave, right?
yeah,
So it's much bigger than it was originally. But at the same time, I think you have buyer fatigue in watches in general, like especially with modern. You definitely have fatigue. I think you got luxury fatigue because people are just kind of I think with the pandemic people are buying shit, and then now they have all their stuff, like they're bored. People want they don't want stuff, they want
no,
experiences,
yeah.
right?
And I also think a big thing I've seen was just, well, I've just seen people online do videos. They're complaining about the quality of luxury goods that's actually gone down since
Yeah.
the pandemic.
I mean, listen,
So
if you look at it, right, I think if you look at kind of the generic collector, I think it's kind of the JJ watch hangout, that's kind of like your standard tomato can. And
mhm.
that kind of, like how much, if you look at that, like how much can these like guys, who are sitting indoors wearing baseball caps, I mean, how much can they talk about Omegas and it's the same fucking tomato can talk. The Omega, this people get bored. They get bored with the same fucking watches, right? So the
Yeah,
modern
yeah,
watch, I would say that the modern watch market, that part I would say is dead. In other words, I'm not saying it's like people no, but in other words, the hype is dead. Like those guys, if
I
you're like
agree.
relying,
Yeah,
they're like they're like the tourists. The tourists. Those are the tourists in the hobby. The real people are the guys who are buying like vintage stuff. I mean, I'm not saying they're gonna have to. By the way, I'm not like some vintage fanatic. Oh my god, no, I'm whatever. I'm agnostic. Okay, like I'm agnostic. I like some vintage, not too old, but 1960s, whatever, 70s, 80s, 50s. I like new
yeah,
stuff. I'm agnostic. I just think there's interesting stuff. I like design.
Hmm.
history of design. By the way, this watch actually we have in the watch report, or the affiliated company has one of these in inventory. Uh,
Hmm.
it has some condition issues. It's got a little flaking, but that watch actually, it's interesting. Um, wow, the price has really gone up. I mean, this is like we were offering it for a lot less money just as a flip,
Yeah,
and with
and
with the with the proper buckle. You saw it. I think you saw it, right? With the, I think we showed it on the channel.
the are you talking about the lips? I don't think I've seen the
It's
lips
easy.
on the channel. Or did you say stone dial? I
This
do recall seeing a watch with a stone dial.
No, this one right here, this one right here.
Oh, I don't recall seeing this one on stream. I do
Pablo knows.
recall.
Pablo's
Yeah,
an expert. He knows. He's seen it. Pablo's seen it. But yeah, so basically, we're gonna have this. We're gonna be offering this watch, but it's got a little bit of flaking. It's an original condition, so they got that flaking that they all get at the edges of the dial. The benefit is it's got the original buckle, the ellipse buckle, and I could probably sell it for like 10 grand. So basically, I don't know. What do you think? Do you think that's a good deal? In other words, this is the cheapest one on the market, and it's like
yeah,
13 grand. Would you buy this watch with a little bit of flaking on the dial for 10?
yeah. I mean, to me, that sounds like a great deal. But I don't know too much about flaking. Like what once it starts to flake, is that like a sign of there's going to be additional flaking, or is it one of those things that like you just don't know?
Oh, that's a good question. That's the standard. That's like they call it with paintings that have like flaking or cracking, they call it stable condition. It has flakes, but it's stable, meaning it's not gonna go more. I actually don't know. I don't know the answer because nobody knows. These things are not,
Yeah,
nobody knows. They've only, nobody, these things are only start to flake in the last, 20 years, whatever. They only made these, in the 1980s, 70s and 80s. So it's a new development. We don't know. We don't know how they're
yeah,
gonna
yeah,
flake. But I
yeah.
would say it's okay. I don't think it's a big deal. It's like it's kind of like, I think it does add something to the charm a little bit. I'm making okay. That's an excuse. I'm making an excuse, but it gives you like a little bit of a vintage vibe. It's got a little bit of flaking.
Yeah, and
Let's
I
see.
guess if you're really that worried about it, you can send it back to Patek, and then they'll
Oh
restore
yeah.
the
Oh
dial.
oh they'll do. Oh yeah yeah for sure for sure. I mean, they're going to charge you. I don't think
Yeah,
it's going to be that much though. Actually, I'll tell you how much it's probably going to be. It could be a couple of grand.
yeah, yeah. And the great thing about the lips is that it's for the most part the design is unchanged. It's a modern catalog piece. I think they increased the size a little bit, but
Yeah, they made it too big. They
it's
made it way too big.
yeah,
It's like a monstrosity.
yeah. But I
This is
I kind
great.
of I kind of like I kind of like that though. In because like you have a vintage piece, and it's still being sold like current day. So I actually I like that.
Yeah. No, okay. So this is again 3848, and this is the good strap, the crocodile, small scale. You got the ellipse buckle. This is a full set. This is like a new old stock. This is like a new
Yeah.
old stock. Look at this. Oh, it's a guy in Switzerland selling it. Look at this. He's got clean
I,
fingernails. It's not some guy who's like, biting his fingers. He's got like, I don't know. Look at that. This thing is like minty.
yeah, yeah. Oh, and for anyone listening, just as a word of caution, if you're US based and you buy an international watch with a crocodile strap, have the
Ooh.
dealer send the strap separately, because if you get caught up in customs, they are going to take your strap.
Oh, it might take the watch.
No, no, the watch will come through. It's the strap because of it's called
Are
CITES.
they gonna,
You,
are they
you,
gonna
you can look it
remove the
up.
strap? Are they gonna remove it?
Uh, what I heard they do is they cut the strap. So
Oh,
they remove like the bulk of the middle portion. They leave a little bit on the part that's attached to the watch, and the part that's attached to the buckle. They'll leave you with
that
a
is
little
so
bit of
stupid.
the
I
gator.
mean, that
Yeah,
is so
but
stupid. It's like, I mean, what's the point of it? It's like they basically they just want to. I mean, the animal's already dead. Nothing, it's like the animal's already dead. The crocodile is dead. So
yeah, yeah,
basically, they're saying, okay, well, we want you to lose money. We want you to we want to basically punish you. And the animal's dead, so it's so now it's just gone to waste. At this point, the animal basically gave up its life for the thing, and now the animal can't even take advantage of having the hide on your
yeah,
wrist.
yeah, yeah. Basically, it's unless you have paperwork that
Yeah,
proves that it. Yeah,
it's a lot of bullshit. No, it's a big problem. Okay, so these things again, they get like a weird. Some of them they could get this weird thing, but this one is, I guess they call it tropical. It doesn't have flaking, but the
yeah,
price is that's the price.
yeah. That one actually looks pretty good. It's like this like
It does.
sunburst fade. Yeah,
It's a cool look. They all have the sunburst, but this has that fade, that brown.
yeah,
It turned
yeah.
brown. I don't know how it turned brown. Um, I think also the way they did the dial, the pigment had gold in it. It had some sort of.
Mm.
They made it to create a very special pigment, or whatever they want to call it. And oh, what is this? Oh, this is a lady's watch, I think. It had gold flakes. It was a whole unique thing. Oh, look at this Gobelin, 1978 Gobelin. Is this black or blue? Uh-oh, I think it's black. What color is this? No, it's blue. They claim it's blue. Wow. I mean, I'm actually shocked. I haven't looked at this stuff in a while. Are you surprised by these prices?
Uh no, not really. I think just everything's just gotten it just more and more expensive. Okay, so I am
No,
surprised
no,
by
no.
the rate of growth.
No, a lot of stuff is down. Listen, modern watches are down. I mean,
Yeah,
look at
yeah, yeah.
just listen to Juan
But
and Kino. Listen to Tomato Can. He's telling you.
that, that's right. That's right. Uh for 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 modern
Holy
watches. But for,
shit!
for
This
no, but
this watch
the
has doubled in a year.
mhm. All right. So I guess the question now going forward is, how much can this, can price growth be sustained on these models?
Ah, great question. Holy shit, 15 grand. This is the mint. This is like mint. Look at that.
Hmm.
I mean, it's funky. It's like it's something that you expect like some sort of like weird space age 70s weird like I don't know, weird sex cult type of thing, but you want the ellipse buckle. That's the one thing. It's
Yeah.
missing the ellipse buckle. Yeah, this is like the type of thing that like, some guy who had a cult would be wearing in the 70s. Some cult leader, 70s cult leader.
Yeah.
Yeah, shit. Price. Okay. Yeah, I think the question, how far could prices go?
Yeah.
Um,
And then I
you're gonna
guess if you are a current owner of it, then the question becomes like, if we think the market's gonna, if we think it's close to peaking, it's like if you are a current owner, then the next question would be, do you like it enough to hold on to it if the price dips, in the coming years, or or would you get rid of it and then perhaps maybe buy back in later?
yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. I would say, if the thing is like, okay, so like okay, so this is crazy. So yeah, these things are really starting to go. I mean, like I think they moved up in the last couple of months even. Like I haven't looked at this stuff in a while, and just like literally just in the last few months, some of these things have really popped like crazy. Yeah, I mean, this is fucking crazy. I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
no, some of these have doubled basically in the last like year. Some of these watches have doubled in the last year here.
Yeah.
37,
Oh,
38.
could Just real quick, just as a quick break, could you please bring up this hilarious comment by Ugly South? $200 to be told on the tomato can.
$200. Oh,
Yeah.
he's gonna give $200. He's gonna give a $200 donation.
I think Ugly South has been a generous contributor in the past, but yet still not a member. I guess
He's not a member.
that's perhaps that's why we're calling you Tomato Can. That's why you need to
Exactly.
join. You need
You
to
gotta
join the channel.
I don't think he owns any watches. He may be just like one of these, drive-by people. He's not a watch collector. I think he might be like a drive-by, like a curly, like Don Corleone, Il Duce di Chomostani. By the way, yesterday we had $100 super chat, $100 super chat on a watch review.
I watched that on the replay, and I was like, wow. I was like, I wish I could have watched it live, but that would have been a great opportunity to if you're recording from your home to hit the gong. I think that was a missed opportunity.
I forgot. Hang on a second. You know what? This is what we need to have you as the producer. Hang on a second. I'm going to do it right now, just as what do you call it? What's the word for
That was great.
Did you hear it?
Yeah, I heard it. That was awesome. That was awesome. You know what? It's just a shame that the what was the gentleman's name that submitted the review, and also the $100 super chat?
Baron Omar.
Omar, yeah. That it's just a shame that Baron Omar's not on. So he could have heard that gong. That was done in his honor.
He might pop on. He might be doing a live stream. We might be doing an interview, a collector interview.
Oh, that'll be good. That'll be good.
So yeah. Very interesting guy. So yeah, no, this is no, the ellipse market is going bananas. Yes, amazing. Universal Genève. Oh yeah. Interesting. So Universal Genève White Shadow. UG, they copied the same exact watch. Or maybe I don't know if it's a copy. Maybe it was the same time. Maybe Patek copied UG, but it's in steel. They did one in steel, but no. I mean, no. Fucking. I mean, I'm actually literally. I'm looking at this and I'm actually shocked because I think these prices have gone up in the last 6 months. I think this is just in 6 months things have gone crazy.
Yeah, because it was just a couple months ago that we were looking at them on the stream.
I think we were talking about these. We were pumping the market in September.
Yeah,
I was ready to dump a few of the the one I showed you, another one, and look at this. I'm like, wow. Okay, so the question is, how far can prices go?
Yeah.
I mean, you're seeing some of these things already 20 grand. I mean, these are watches that used to be, 8 grand, and you couldn't give them away.
Yeah. So we're not going to hold you to this, but just in your experience, do you think we're pretty close to the top now in terms of pricing?
I don't know. I think what's that theory? I think George Soros talked about this concept. He wrote this book, George Soros. It went over my head. I couldn't. He talked about something called reflexivity, how markets behave. They go, in other words, like the trends can go far longer and wilder than you expect. And basically, you got to jump on the trend once it's already high. I mean, I think that's his concept. If I understood it, I don't know. But basically, it's like a momentum thing. Like in other words, you want to jump on the thing once it's already starting to go crazy, in the hopes. I shouldn't say the hopes, but in the theory that it's going to go even crazier because that's the way humans behave. Because they only want, in other words, people are lemmings, right? Like if you look at, I'll use the Archieverse as the thing, right? I mean, the Archieverse thing is they're all wearing the same watch, basically, right? And they all think alike, right? it's the man on the moon, the man on the moon, the submariner, the whatever, Explorer 2, and the Daytona. It's all the same shit, right? Uh, or maybe a modern Patek or something, which is like a flex piece or something, right?
Mhm.
Um, so those tomato cans, they all think alike, right? But once it's like a school of fish. You ever see fish? There's like once one fish darts, they all follow. They all like turn immediately. So I
Yeah,
think it's
yeah.
going to be the same thing. So what we need to do is imagine basically what the Muppet boiler room dealers need to do. Some of these Muppet vintage guys like the John Reardon, he needs to grease up Archie's anus and get him to start spooking these watches. Basically, you give Archie like, I don't know, $500 or something, or you give the JJ Bukiak, you give him a couple $100. These guys are whores. They'll do anything for money, right? You give them a
Mhm.
couple bucks, free baseball cap, and you tell them, hey, here's the script. Follow the narrative. The narrative. This is the new narrative. This
Yeah.
is the new narrative. It's Patek Ellipse. And you know what? All of a sudden, I guarantee you, they're all going to say, "Oh my God, the Ellipse!" Listen, what's the old line about the truth? The truth. At first, it's ridiculed, then it's violently opposed, and the third phase, it's accepted as as obvious. It's like
Yeah,
the
yeah,
obvious
yeah.
thing.
I've heard that. Yeah, yeah. I think that there was a stage before that, like in the beginning. I think it's ignored first, if I
That's
remember.
right. Ignore. Oh, yeah, shit. Listen, Barrett. This is why we have you on the show. It's first it's ignored, right? First it's ignored, then it's ridiculed, then it's okay. Listen, just like this channel, at first it was ignored, then, then,
Yeah.
then it was ridiculed. I think we're in the vile. I think it's gone through the violently opposed. I'm not sure. Where would you say the channel is right now? Is it in the violently opposed phase or still the ridicule phase? I think
Maybe somewhere in between. You keep starting, drama with the other channels. That's probably part of it.
yeah. So it's kind of like I'm actually shocked that if I'm not really like I don't know like how is it possible that I get these things that pop up on my thing, right?
Hmm.
On YouTube, I get these things that pop up automatically. I get the Bukiak, the Bukiakistan, the JJ Bukiakistan thing, and like I don't look at it, but I see he's got I don't know 60 people on, and the topic is I don't know. It's the same 5 old guys in baseball caps, overweight guys indoors in their baseball caps, talking about the same watch. I mean, they're all like desperate. I mean, they're all it's like rehashed. It's the same fucking warmed over topic, right? Like the same warmed over Omega, whatever it is. And like, what is the, how is it that those channels have 60 people or 100 people watching, and this channel, which gives quality entertainment and
Yeah,
expose journalism, right? Investigative journalism, where we expose
yeah, yeah,
pedo groomers, we expose pedo groomer rings and dick pic senders, we don't get 20 people. There's 20 people, although we have we got Baron Noah, we got
yeah.
yeah. I mean it's yeah, we got Jack Welch, we got Charlie Munger, uh, yeah.
Oh,
So I don't know. What do you make of it? How is it possible that this channel does not have like literally 100 people watching at any moment?
yeah. Okay, so I think part of it is also because those are much older in comparison to your channel. Those channels are much older, so they've just had more time to collect more members. So I think as time goes on, you'll get more and more subscribers, and the content will prove itself. And
I like these. This is like this is the type of thing your mom would tell you. Oh yeah, don't worry, just keep
yeah, yeah,
encouraging.
just be yourself. Just be yourself.
Be yourself. Hold on a second. We got somebody that says they want to become a baron, but they don't see a join button. Wait, how does somebody become a baron on the channel? There's got to be a button below the video, no? Where is the join button to become a member of the channel?
Yeah. So after you hit the subscribe button, so you have to first subscribe, and then after you hit the subscribe button, I believe that button is replaced by a different button where when you hit it again, you, you,
Oh
you
shit!
have the
Why do they make
option.
it
You
so
have the option to join.
difficult? Why do these people make it so difficult? I mean, we're trying to get, we're trying to get money from the peasants. We're trying to fleece the mooches. I mean, why
That's
do they
right.
make it so difficult?
Yeah, but in the meantime, if you are still a peasant and you don't have $4.95 a month to join and become an aristocrat, uh, you can subscribe and like for free, and you can also sign up for the newsletter, which is also free.
Okay, so you know what? Okay, so this guy wants a free. And by the way, I'm happy to do the watch reviews. Again, we're doing the watch reviews at like it's a loss leader. I mean, it's a loss leader. It's kind of like when
Yeah,
Kmart gives away those big flat screen TVs for $20 when it costs them 100, right? So we're
yeah.
losing money. We're losing money on literally every one of these uh, 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 watch review videos, but I'm doing it for the community, for the community. It's not even for me. It's for you. Help me,
That,
help you.
that's right. That's
So
right.
yeah, so we're doing the watch review videos for anybody who becomes a member. Just click the join button, subscribe, join, and then you send an email to what's the email, Baron? What's the email?
Is it? Are you using watchreporter@gmail.com? Because I think
No,
that was your
no,
old email, but now you're
no.
using
Brutal watch reviews
oh
at
yeah,
gmail.com.
brutalwatchreviews@gmail.com.
Yeah, brutal watch reviews at gmail.com. Look at this. Baron Noah says his life my life has changed since becoming an aristocrat. And Baron Red, you too. I remember you were one of the early aristocrats, and you mentioned that your life also changed dramatically,
That, that
transformed.
that's right. Like once you hit that join button, I think within days you'll feel the spiritual enlightenment just enter your body as your peasanthood starts to leave your body. So your peasanthood leaves your body and is replaced with the light of spiritual enlightenment
Enlightenment, yeah.
through becoming.
Because
Yeah.
here's what it is, and this is not even a joke. I'm not. This is like kind of semi-serious. Listen, behind every joke, there's a truth, right?
Yeah.
And look, the movie The Matrix, right? That has actually a lot of truths in it, right? The movie The Matrix. By the way, the two
Hmm.
guys that made the movie, they became transsexuals, right? They both got sex change
Yeah.
up. They're twins. They're twins, and they both became women. You know about that?
Yeah. I did know about that.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's wild. But I mean, that movie is so deep. And again, I'm not like some like nut job. I've only seen it maybe once in my life, right? But I'm not. But it was a very deep movie. But there's a lot of truths to it. So look, there's actually the Matrix, the whole Matrix, right? There is kind of a Matrix out there which wants to keep you down. They want you wearing smart watches, Apple watches, a lot of devices attached to your wrist, to your brain, something up your ass, whatever. They want something in your head, and they want you wearing shitter watches. It's the group think, the Matrix. When you wear watches like the Omega Speedmaster and other watches that every other bro, the bros, the guys wearing
Hmm.
baseball caps, every other baseball cap and fleece vest bro is wearing, and drinking the Starbucks coffee in the paper cup outside on the street. That's part of the Matrix, and it ties you into this group think where you become a slave to the Matrix. The only way to escape the Matrix is to join this channel, and then you start wearing proper watches that basically you have to break out of it. It's actually you need momentum to break out of the Matrix, out of that what do you call it? What's the thing in physics they call it when something is
Oh, is it? Escape velocity? Is that what you're talking about?
escape
Or
velocity? That's the word. You need escape velocity. Escape. That's right. Baron Pablo is a very the Patagonia Bros, right? So yeah, you need escape velocity to and part of that means getting out of your comfort zone, joining the channel, and wearing a vintage watch. And By the way, this vintage watch could call again. Listen, anybody who joined the channel last year, they were exposed to the truths, and the enlightenment of this channel, and they would have bought these watches that we're talking about literally right now. They would have doubled their money. Am I not right?
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
Am I exaggerating? Am I exaggerating at all?
Yeah. So if I had purchased the Ellipse instead of the Brigade Classique, I would be sitting on a profit instead of flipping it to a dealer at a small loss.
Imagine this. So, if you would have watched one of these live streams last, I don't know, January or whatever, or actually one of the old videos from 2020, whatever, you could have right now, yeah, you'd be sitting on a profit. You would have doubled your money, like literally doubled your money in 12 months. And we've had other watches that we've talked about on this channel that have, went to the moon, like the AP Cobra, which is disgusting, but the Geezer watch stuff. But the Ellipse is not a Geezer watch. In other words, it's not part of that Geezer watch vibe. This is a real classic. So the question is, again, how far can prices go on the Ellipse? I actually don't know, because I don't know. I'm surprised to see these numbers, but at the same time, look at the list price for a new Ellipse. How much is it? What is it?
It's gotta be
40.
Yeah,
50
I was
grand,
gonna say
40,
35, but let's take a look right now. Hold up.
30s. They're crazy. They're insane. I think they only do it in platinum now. But the point, I think the idea is that who's Magic City? Where do I know that? Magic City. Is that a channel? Magic City? 14. Yeah, that's right. We get this guy's 14 months, 11 months, 14 months, 11. Yeah. We have real.
Yep. So I just pulled up the Patek website. So if you want to get into a modern Ellipse, so the one that looks like what we have showing up on the screen, it comes in platinum, and the price is $59,630. So almost $60,000.
60 grand. So basically, you're paying 60 grand to wear a bigger version of this watch, so that you could put fuel in Thierry Stern's boat. That's the idea. Yeah. I think that's the value proposition, right?
Yeah,
you pay 60 grand to fuel Thierry Stern's boat.
Yeah, and if you want to get the slightly cheaper rose gold with black dial, that's going for 38,000.
Oh no, à la poubelle, à la poubelle. No, black is death. Black is death. No, it's got to be the blue, sunburst blue.
Yeah.
The problem I have with the modern Ellipse, it's too big. It's really too big. I actually, I was at the Patek, what is it, the Grand Salon in Geneva, like 2 years ago, I think it was. And the guy was like, pushing hard for me to, he's pushing the big Ellipse, saying, "Oh, this is great." I mean, I think they only had a few watches available. That was it. That was the big Ellipse. And it was huge. I had it on the wrist. It was like, holy shit! It's like a giant clock. It's like a Flavor Flav clock on your wrist.
That's right.
It was
it's also because it's. I think it's largely because of the design. Yeah, because it's got so much dial.
How big is the modern Ellipse, Baron?
It is. Hold on one moment. Let's look at the specs. It is 34.5 by 39.5.
How much?
34.5 millimeters wide and 39.5 millimeters tall. So you're looking at. Yeah, so you're looking.
They mean nothing. It's when you see on the, because it's the whole dimensions. It's all like, yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah,
It's too
it's
big.
just because the
Gigantic.
yeah, it's because the edges of the case on the ellipse are small, and then there's no visible lugs, so it's actually it wears a lot larger than the dimensions would
Oh,
indicate.
that's what. I see. I see. Okay. 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 But no, because I remember it was just very, very shocking. It was just like, wow, this is. And the problem, because it doesn't have the lugs, it just looks weird when it's that big size. It's
Yeah,
weird. But in this classic size, it's a beautiful watch.
yeah.
In kind of that classic small size, it's like, especially manual wind. It's thin. It's Yeah, it's great. I'm supposed to get my strap. Yeah, it's waiting for me in Paris. I got my buckle. This has been like a 5-year journey, to get the buckle, to get the strap. I
Yeah.
mean, it's been like, I mean, it's a journey. It's all about the journey. It's about the journey, as they say, as these Muppet Boiler Room people tell you. It's the journey.
Yeah.
Uh, estate jewelry. Yeah, this is estate jewelry. Uh, the Trump watch. Okay, so the watch that he has is it's the geezer watch, basically. It's kind of like, where is it? We'll find it, but it's kind of like this type of thing. No, and not this, but it's a vertical, but it's like, yeah, you don't want you really don't want the geezer edition of that watch.
Yeah, because I think
Uh,
he's got the one that has the one piece, like gold
yeah,
bracelet.
yeah. It's the mesh. It's the mesh
Yeah.
bracelet. Yeah, it's kind of nasty. It's kind of nasty. We'll find it here somewhere. We'll find it here somewhere. Yeah, it's nothing to. I don't even want to bring it up because I don't want to bring him into disrepute. I don't want to bring the president into a disrepute by showing his not the greatest taste in watches. I mean, it's not. Listen, he does other things well, but not the watch is not. It's not his thing. He's not really a watch guy. He's not. I mean, oh, look
All
at this.
right, but
This is my watch. This is the Cardinals watch. But this is yellow. Oh, no, I have the white gold. Yeah, this is the watch. Look at this. The price. No, the prices have gone crazy. Oh, but this is a full set. This is a full. Yeah, this is. Wow, look at this. I don't even know what's going on here. Shit. Full. This is very rare to get this full set. Is like, it's impossible almost. And it's not even the ellipse buckle. You know what? Maybe I might have gotten the wrong buckle. Also, that's a possibility. Because I have an ellipse buckle, but this might be like some sort of original ellipse buckle. Wow.
all right, so Colonel, if someone buys this watch, right, and then it doesn't
Yeah.
come with the original buckle, how do you feel about uh, not using a buckle and replacing it with a deployant?
What are you, crazy?
All right,
No,
so a solid no to the deployant.
a deployant from who? A deployant from Patek?
Patek, or or just if they have a precious metal deployant from perhaps another brand.
Oh, for sure. No, it would actually ruin the watch. I'll tell you what. I actually like deployants. I like the concept or whatever. The problem with the deployant is, well, you have a deployant, right? You've had
I do. I think.
It adds thickness. It's heavy. It adds
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. It would destroy the watch. It would destroy. It's the whole idea is to have something thin, and you can't wear deployant with this. Deployant is for like a big watch, for something that's heavy. You don't want it to fall off. It's like a counterweight almost.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can't put a deployant on this. That would be, yeah. That would be like. Look at this. Look at the beautiful. What do they call this? Oh, it's turned purple.
Oh.
And it's got mildew or whatever you call it. I don't know, mildew. It's got. I mean, literally. Okay. You see the flaking? You see that's the flaking that you get.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what happens. And that's that. By the way, look at this. It adds to the value. It's part of the charm. It's part of then it's legitimately vintage. It's got the flaking.
That's right. That is kind of one of the hallmarks of
And if you
legitimate
have a
vintage.
cat, if you get a cat to piss on it, then maybe it'll get this mildew and be even more
Yeah.
valuable. It'll be even more valuable, right?
I do not like the spotting when it patinas and it gets the spotting. I'm not a fan of
You
that.
don't like the what?
Uh,
Which one?
the, the spotting.
Oh yeah, I don't like. No,
Yeah, what you call the mildew.
no, the mildew. I don't know what it's. It's some sort of, yeah. It's disgusting. No, it's disgusting. Look at it. Look at it. So they got a lot of variations of these. Look at this. Let me see. Let's go high to low. Did we do high to low? Yeah, this is nasty. Look at this. Oh, this is the new modern. This is. I mean, this is just pure trash. Look at this bracelet. I mean, the bracelet. I mean, honestly, the bracelet is ugly. This is like, this design is disgusting.
Hmm.
Maybe you like it. I don't know. It's fucking.
No.
I mean, I don't know. That's Terry Stern. I don't know. What do you make of it? It's fucking Terry Stern. He's got boat fuel to pay for.
Yeah.
What is this? What is this? Golden ellipse. Is this like an onyx dollars? Oh, it's a full. Oh, it's a. It comes with. It comes with the cufflinks and the. Oh, we saw this. We saw this in one of the auctions. This is like, this would go for like 30 grand or something. But this is like kind of just a funky. I mean, to wear this is, if somebody wore like cufflinks and a ring and the watch, it'd be like a little bit tacky. I mean, it's like too much. Too much. Let's see here. Oh, look at it. I mean, the fucking prices. Yeah. So this channel, actually, look, this channel makes people money. Whereas people who watch the JJ and the Archieverse channels, they've all been pushing the modern watches have been dropping in price. Drop, like Bill Clinton's pants at a Chicago bathhouse. I mean, like you got the listen, look at these tomato. I'm trying to think the people, the watches that we've seen on these channels. Again, like I'm just like a random thing that I know that, what's his name, that Keslow guy. He bought like some modern garbage watch that's already dropped in like just in the last couple of months, and he bought it used.
Are you talking about the Freak or something else?
No, the Patek Perpetual that he got, the one with like the weird whatever that is.
I know he had the Steel Weekly, which he got rid of. I think,
yeah, that
so.
Was
he got rid of that.
It went from horrible to just terrible. I mean, it got some sort of, I don't know, it's fucking garbage. I think we did a video on it. Whatever. But and then you got, I'm trying to think. Then you got I don't know. They got the usual random whatever. I think I'm trying to, like. Then you got the Kyrgyzstan guys bought the 5396, which is the Patek 5396 annual calendar, which is dropping again. Like it's 20% below retail right now. Like literally, the watch is 3 months old or 6 months old. It's already 20% below retail. Like there's 20 of them on. I mean, all those watches are like, I mean, no exaggeration. They're dropping like not even like a rock, like not even like Bill Clinton's. They're dropping like O'Cock's pants at a bathhouse. I mean, they're dropping fast. Okay, the prices are wow. Oh, the audience is just left. Look at this. We're down to 9 people. We're down to 9. The OC grooming. That's right, Kelsey. Yeah, it's part of the whole groomer. The axis of grooming. The axis of grooming.
Yeah.
Axis of grooming.
Yeah. All right, Colonel. I do see that we've been streaming for about like 2 hours and 15 minutes. What do you think about?
We gotta wrap up. Yeah. Let's thank the show sponsors. So I'll let you read off the.
All right. Ugly South at $9.99. Thank you very much for your generous contribution. Green Rush at $20. Thank you for being a loyal supporter. But Green Rush, come on, you got to join as a member.
That's right. Why isn't that a member? I don't understand that. He may not even be a watch guy. He might just be a drive-by. I think he's like a drive-by. I don't think he's a watch guy. I think
but yeah,
He's like Curly.
even if he's not interested in watches, he should join just for the spiritual enlightenment. And
That's
also,
right.
Colonel, yeah, Colonel, could you also in the coming weeks, could you also do a couple of short, like couple minute videos that you used to do, where you just walk around, like look at horses and then do some promotion for the channel?
Oh yeah, we got to do that. Oh, you mean for memberships, to sell memberships?
Yeah. You just go around when you used to do the just like the 2-3 minute
Oh,
videos,
okay. Oh,
just
so
talking about
in other words, the
the,
whole
the, the
video is
propaganda
just
videos.
about.
Yeah,
Okay,
the propaganda videos.
okay, propaganda. Yeah. Because listen, I mean, at the end of the day, that's why watch anything else. I think that in itself is good content. For
Yeah,
people to
yeah.
learn about during the channel. I mean, who cares? They don't even listen to what I'm talking. I mean, they don't give a shit. Like they're just, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So
I'm sorry. Could you go back? I didn't read the. I didn't thank our generous sponsor for 20 Canadian. Noah for $20. Oh, I'm sorry, $2 Canadian. Thank you. And send wires now. It costs millions of dollars every month to keep this channel going. Dr. Bob's Nightmare. Thank you for your $2 super chat.
there we go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you everybody for joining. Baron Red, thank you again for hopping on the live stream. And we'll see you all on the next one, whenever that is.
Yep. Talk to you guys later.